Hamas leaders call for the annihilation of Israel and of all Jews, for death to and annihilation of America, and for the Islamic conquest of the world.
أيها الأمريكان سيعاقبكم الله أن يعلن الله الحرب عليكم يا آكلي الربا. العلم الأمريكي بفضل الله سبحانه وتعالى ميتوا كل التحية إلى المقاومة الأفغانية في أفغانستان التي تمرخ أنف جيش أمريكا.
أنكم وكأن الذي قتل يهودي واحد كأنه قتل 30 مليون يهودي.
المسلمين لثأرا لا والله لن ينقضي
على يهود هنا في فلسطين. هذا من أروع ألوان البركة الحقيقية بفلسطين.
الله أكبر من أمريكا وأكبر من القوى العظمى، ونقول لهذا الغرب ستهزمون والله. والأمة العربية والإسلامية اليوم صاعدة ناهضة سوف تستعيد زعامة العالم.
All clips shown on this video were aired before the current Gaza crisis. For the most up-to-date information on the Middle East, visit www.memory.org.
Those are Hamas kids. Look at them. This is Hamas kids. Do you think they are really kids? Kids, it's mean people who they are innocent. Those are full of hate. They are ready to kill any Jew they see in the street. Then they will say to you, they are killing our kids. What do you expect from those kids to do? I don't blame them, by the way. They are kids. But this can tell you how much hate those people they have in their heart.
This is insane. Am I the only one seeing this? Has everyone lost their minds? We have a Dutch MP who says that blasphemy should be punishable by law, because we already have that law. And he wants to strengthen it. And all the while, I'm thinking of the Dark Ages. I mean, this comes to mind almost instantly when I hear that. Our Dutch Prime Minister says that you cannot function without faith.
Omdat je zonder het geloof ook niet kunt functioneren. Dat hoeft de kijkers van Our Power niet duidelijk te maken.
This is insane. Am I the only one seeing this?
Zonder de jonge moslims niet meer in toom te houden. Ze stormden door de binnenstad richting Scheldekaaien. Onze cameraman kreeg een karate-stand in de onderrug. Op de kaaien is onze klankvrouw dan door een tiental jongeren omvergelopen.
Going crazy and have to respect everything, even if it's undesirable or even unrespectable.
Watch. This is the wedding party. Look, Hamas is coming now with those trucks. You see the trucks? Look. Look how many trucks. Just because they are singing songs. They are coming with their guns. And soon you will see what you will not believe. Look the guns machines in their hands. All of those are Hamas. Look, they are sounding them. Look at this. For playing songs in a wedding, they are killing their people. What if you do something else? Look in there. They are beating the guy who is is getting married. They are beating the head of him. Look. They killed him.
What you're about to see is a Dutch MP marching for the advocacy of Intifada, where the killing of any Jewish Israeli is celebrated. At the same time now, a Dutch MP is up on charges for making a video showing what the Quran says about hating and killing.
The entire world, in my statement, the entire world has gone crazy.
I would like to remind you that in 711, the Muslims invaded Spain and started their campaign by butchering and boiling body parts and setting others free to tell of the terror to come if they didn't submit. This regime of Islam persisted for 700 years. The same year that Columbus discovered America was the last year that vestiges of Islam were removed from Spain. But the conquistadors had their foundation in Islam and fighting Islam like a Muslim fights. And then they came to South America. The conquistadors were a Muslim culture with a Christian name. I've been in Paraguay and Mexico and seen what they set up. They live behind, their progeny lives behind walls while the other people are second-class citizens. And then we wonder why. Included in the original video is a mockery of Christ built on the Roman Catholic Church's claim that they turn the bread and wine into the body and blood of Christ. I will leave this video original and show that it is a false representation and show that their effort on the part of many is to throw out the baby with the bathwater. Yes, cults and religious cults are evil, but there is something to be said for the sacrifice of those that have loved and given their life for others.
This is my body. This is my blood. Have your name come to my Hamas.
Whether we call it cult or culture or religion, I understand that virtually all people are violated to the point that they have either the choice of submitting to what they've been indoctrinated into or rebelling against it. I believe it is possible for a healthy child to be raised and experience reality and come to a mind of their own. I taught physics as an experimental science, not telling the students, but giving them an opportunity to discover. What a joy for someone healthy enough to be able to do that. Most are indoctrinated into memorization of what someone else thought or said. That being said, I would like to share with you my surprise to find out my Swedish background. There was human sacrifice. Bruno Bettelheim, the survivor of Nazi concentration camp, studied folk tales and came to the conclusion that they were the ones that were kept from generation to generation were because of their health-giving value to society, that these folk tales could be found all over the world in different languages and cultures. Step 1. Abraham was an archetype story that was told word of mouth for hundreds of years before it was written down. Abraham came from an area where they were doing child sacrifice. He set an example of sacrificing an animal instead of his son. Step 2. Moses is a story of a man born into a time when pharaohs and kings could murder and steal at will. He is the archetype person who brought a law that even Pharaoh and kings were subject to, that they could not murder at will. And he took the people into a land where they were doing human sacrifice, making their children pass through the fire to Moloch. And he gave instructions to destroy the destroyers. Step 3. Jesus was born in a time when many Jews were memorizing the Torah. This is where 600 years later Islam got the practice from. And Jesus understood that these people were not free to even be themselves, that they needed to forgive those who had violated them and grow by their own experience of loving and caring for others as self. 4. 1,000 years ago, my Swedish culture was doing human sacrifice, and my wife's Russian culture was doing human sacrifice. It was the message of Christ's love and willingness to die and forgive those who killed him that brought the change, even if it was imposed by the king. 300 years ago, the Iroquois Indians were doing human sacrifice, and it was the message of Jesus brought by 2 French missionaries that they decided to stop that practice because Jesus had been the sacrifice. Speaking to the Greeks about an unknown God, Paul said, "In him we live and move and have our being." I believe that's true. I believe that creation is an act of formation, not making something out of nothing, but that the physical reality is eternal. It is God, and out of him we are formed and have our being and an opportunity to care and leave a better world. And like Jesus taught, we need to forgive those who have violated us. It doesn't give them permission. It doesn't mean they're not responsible. It means that we are not filled with the hate that destroys our ability to love. I'm thankful for this opportunity to share what I understand from my experience. I speak for myself alone and would like to clarify 3 terms before closing. 1, to me, the soul is our culture, personal culture. 2, heaven is what can be, the best of what can be, and while we have this short period of life, we can participate in that. 3, to be born again, to me, is to be freed from our birth culture or cult or religion, to stand before creation on our own 2 feet. Thank you. We can do this because Jesus reconciled us to our source of creation. The 2x2 church of Luke chapter 10 is what Jesus established as his church in the souls of individuals and in their home gatherings. No money. That we have thousands of pairs of ministers and thousands of home churches throughout the world. And it is our prayer that the Lord's will be done on earth as it is in heaven.